Music is probably a little bit closer to religion for me than, an invisible man in the sky, you know?
Will, will you think it will accelerate more, or do you think it will come to some sort of
I think it'll probably accelerate until it hits a wall and explodes. I talked to a journalist about 4 or 5 years ago. No, maybe it was like 6 years ago. It was on a Slipknot tour, and he was an Italian journalist. And he told me, like at the beginning of the interview, he said, scientists have come to the conclusion that we as the human race have stopped evolving. Like we've evolved as far as we can evolve. And now the only thing left is the de-evolution of civilization or of the human race. And that was kind of a scary thought in some ways, because if you look at your creature comforts and you look at just, everything you have as a human society and everything that we have in the world, and you start taking little things away from it and going backwards rather than going forward, then it's kind of a scary prospect,
Do you believe this? This will happen?
In some ways I do,
What it means, then maybe war, and then.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but I think, I think religion is a big problem too, as far as that's concerned. I mean, that will never be solved. That's a war that could be fought until the end of time, or until we blow ourselves off the face of the earth in the name of it. People kill a lot more for religion than they do for, greed, I think, and that's pretty scary to me.
So why do people do it for religion then?
For religion, because they're fanatical.
But what do they want to achieve?
I don't see, and that's what I'm trying to figure out too. Are they trying to achieve everybody using the same religion that they have, or is it because their religion says that their religion is the best and it should be the only religion? I'm not very educated when it comes to that. All I know is looking at it from an outsider, because I wasn't raised religiously, and I've never really followed religion. I have my own issues with religion and my problems with it, and
So why do people need religion, do you think?
I think the average person would probably need to grab onto religion so that maybe they wouldn't feel lonely. Maybe they could feel like they're not the only ones in the universe. Maybe they're, maybe it helps them not grab for the bottle of whiskey at night. Maybe it's somebody that they can talk to, like their own personal therapist in their head, the voice in their head, Could be their religion, I suppose. And if you put a name on it, if it's Jesus or Allah or whatever it may be, then that makes them feel like there's a little bit more purpose to their life. And that's not even talking about, say, maybe organized religion, which, could be anything from, a way to control the masses to a way to make it so that a few people could benefit from the herd.
What is your religion then?
My religion, I would say that I'm probably a little more spiritual than I am religious. When I look at the sky, I don't imagine that there's an invisible person up there that hears everybody murmuring prayers to him at the same time and can sort it all out in his head. Maybe there is. Maybe he's so intelligent that my mind can't comprehend that. In my mind, it seems a little more realistic that I look up and I see all the different stars, and you think of all the different galaxies, and you think of how infinite, the Earth is, or not the Earth is, but the universe is. I find it hard to believe that there isn't another solar system somewhere out there, or many millions possibly, if you subscribe to the Big Bang Theory, that is, that couldn't have a planet that's far enough from the star to support life on whatever level it is. And why wouldn't that life be able to evolve, similarly to the way that we've evolved as a human race? Whether they're intelligent or whether they're still hitting people with clubs and wearing fur and whatever else, or maybe they're just animals. When I look up to the sky, I find it hard to believe that we're the only ones around there.
What is music for you?
Music is probably a little bit closer to religion for me than, an invisible man in the sky, You can really help sort out a lot of emotions with religion or with music. You know, you can, for me anyways, and you know, and I can't speak for everyone, and I wouldn't want to speak for everyone. I mean, for me, it's, you know, if I'm feeling a certain way, there's definitely a musical passage out there that can help me get through a certain feeling that I have.